I'm making an anime hack and slash fighting game called Blades of Crossed Hearts, but I usually just call it Blades for short. Now, it's been a while since I've talked about game design and development on this channel, and I know what you're probably thinking.
You make games?
Yes, I've actually been making games longer than I've been making music. I started making music so that I could make soundtracks for my games, and if you go back and look at some of my earlier works, they're all game soundtracks. Well, okay, some of them aren't labeled as soundtracks, but they are. I've always been super into fighting games from a very young age, and I've always wanted to make my own. So here's how the story of Blades started. A couple years ago, I had this idea for an edgy anime fighter with fast-paced movement and flashy air combos inspired by Devil May Cry. So I started coding it, but I soon ran into an issue. I didn't really have much artistic ability, so for the time being I just put stickmen in the game. Regardless, I uploaded the game to itch.io under the working title Blades of Crossed Hearts. Fast forward about a year and a half and I receive a message from a buddy of mine that reads something along the lines of,
Hey, I want to make a fighting game. Would you be the lead developer?
After a bit of back and forth, I agreed and jumped on the project, and we started working on the fighting game that I'm not supposed to talk about too much. Development went extremely fast. I started work on a new engine, and within the first day of working on it, I had already done pretty much everything that I could do. Animation had become the bottleneck of the project at this point, which is no fault of the animators. Generally, animation tends to take a lot longer than programming, but I was itching to test out this new engine I had made, and it was clear that for me to properly do that, I would need a game that I could make by myself, so I was the only person that I had to wait on. It was at this point that I remembered that little project that I had made so long ago that didn't quite live up to its vision. And I realized the opportunity was perfect. That day, I began work on the new and improved Blades of Crossed Hearts. Now, you might be wondering, how were you able to animate the game this time if you weren't able to before? Well, the answer is that all the sprites are actually 3D rendered, but that's a story for next time, so stay tuned. That's all I have for this video. If you want to try out the game yourself, you can download the demo on Steam. There's a link in the description. And thank you for watching.